All right, a quick walk through the GSP spreadsheet and also the final report template for alternative ways you can look at and kind of go through ideation once you get your results back. Helpful here to have, not right now necessarily, but to look at soon the actual spreadsheet and then the project sample template, which is the final report template. So remember, here's the case study, right? The bank, one we went through in the last video, small business customers revealed a very different story than what executives expected, and what we'll do here is to use these results to plot them on a spreadsheet. So, see if we can find this quickly. There's Sakai. Here's our resources. We're going to go to the spreadsheet straight away. So here's our resources. We have the Growth Strategy Project Support folder, and within that we have the spreadsheet here and then the project sample template right here. So open up the spreadsheet, and we'll use this as a open this up here quickly. We'll use this as a quick guide to go through how we would actually populate the spreadsheet and use it for the process. So raise this a little bit. As you know, this is what the front page looks like. You guys have been in here multiple times. We're going to go past context, past recon internal, past recon external, which just has a table structure you can enter your final results in. May or may not be helpful. This one is the one we're going to look at, and this is about sorting. So you can read through this text, but basically it's a sorting table. So you've had practice with this on a couple different occasions, have seen it before. 3 columns for importances, 4 rows for perceived brand differences. So I'm going to go back to the bank case. Willing to give advice was the #1 choice factor, most important, and it fits in. It's not fully resolved. So it was area G. It was an unmet need. So I'll type in here, willing to give advice. Provide service as a team was important, very important, and we won. So I'm just going to abbreviate here. Team service. Knowledgeable employees, also something that is highly important, and we won. You'll remember from the video that low fees was very important, and the competition won that. Fast service response was a point of parity, so very important, but small business people felt that we were all equal to competition there. Getting down into more medium choice factors, medium importance, easy loan application process was actually something that was an unmet need because it was medium importance, but was not perceived to be, kind of above a threshold of expectation for either competitor. Locations close to my business, medium importance, and equal. Right, no difference between us. We're equally good. And then the low importance. Website easy to use. They didn't really much care about. We actually have a website that's easier to use. But the thing is, this is all relative to the other choice factors, not quite as important, right? And then finally, low interest rates were something that we're equally good at, but relative to everything else wasn't that important. So there's our 9 choice factors. That's how they, again, you've gone through this process. What's different here is that we can go to now 3B, tab 3B down here at the bottom, growth brainstorm, and this is for ideation. So once again, have a look and have a read through of this stuff, but let's walk through what each of the columns in the table mean. This table goes down a couple hundred rows, beginning with area A. So over here we have on the far left, area A is labeled. The second column, or actually it says column 1 up here, is questions. So all of the factors that show up over here, and note, by the way, that team service and knowledgeable employees show up here because we typed them in. They're populated from the previous worksheet. And you might spread them out further or whatever. Apply these questions to these choice factors. So how do we build and defend these factors? Can we keep improving them? Right? Do we have all the capabilities we need? Is this a genuine, strong, sustainable area A for us? So if we take for example, team service. We sit the team down, we start brainstorming and say, well, all right, this is great. We're viewed as very good on this, and it's important. How do we keep it up? How do we keep extending it and expanding it so we don't lose that competitive advantage? So you know, maybe we want to go through a process of assess current team structure. Is it optimal? Maybe we go through a process of wanting to implement daily cross-team meetings, catch-up meetings or status meetings, or where do we need help kinds of meetings if we don't have those already. Messaging, you know, and promotion and advertising. How do we really convey the communication, through communication, the value of what we're doing there, because it's important to customers. We want to connect it and make sure they are connecting that to us. Right? Now, over here, that's column 3, would be just brainstorm ideas. And brainstorm all the ideas first. You know, fill up these boxes, and then just to give you a highlight of what's to come down below, here's area B, points of parity, fast service response, and locations was somewhat less important there, but so those show up here. The questions over here is, are we effectively delivering these? Are we going to make sure we're delivering the standard product, right, and points of parity effectively? Are there some that we might move into A? You know, think through that. Ideas over here. So just keep generating ideas. Just go through low fees. Is there anything? Should we hold pat on low fees? Should we try and do something about them? Right? Etc. So you get the idea. There are space to ideate. So do all the ideation first. Do all the brainstorming first. Think of ideas. Generate as many as you can. And again, if you have the team involved, it's even more helpful. Over here is a place that's, you know, it's optional, but it's helpful. Subjective judgment, but still will be helpful. Evaluating ideas. So assess current team structure. Do we have the resources to do that, right? And this is just a rating of difficult to easy. How easy is it for us to do? Do we have to hire an outside consultant to do that, or do we have expertise within? Do we have the money to do it? Do we have the skills to do it? How much is it likely to cost, and will we get a return from it? So since that's an internal analysis, the ROI is probably going to be more, you know, difficult to conceptualize, but 4 columns here for just quick ratings, 1 to 10, and you can see up here, easy way to do it is 1 is different. A higher score is always better, or reflects a better idea. So easier to get resources, easier to get skills or have the skills, low cost, high ROI. So 10 is always better. That's the only difference there. Use this. It's actually optional to use this spreadsheet, but it's kind of a handy format, particularly if you're able to get 1 or 2 other colleagues to sit down with you and look at your results, and then just kind of take an hour or 2 to brainstorm ideas. It's very, very helpful way to kind of organizing your thinking. Second thing, though, I want to just go back to very quickly is the project sample template. So this would be for your project. You've seen this. We went through this in the last class. Just want to point out to you and recall that it will be helpful for you. I'm going to jump back to the appendix. So the appendix is the one with the Venn diagram on it here. Appendix, ideation by 3 circle model areas. You actually can substitute working in these slides in the appendix for that spreadsheet operation there. The spreadsheet's a little bit better because you have a little bit more room to throw a lot of ideas and so forth. But note that it's helpful to have a report out of those very things. So go by imperatives, the imperatives we went through in the previous video. Take a hard-honest look at your area A. Do you currently own compelling points of difference and so forth? So here are the choice factors. Here are ideas. This would ideally be sort of a product of the spreadsheet exercise, but I think a lot of people just sort of do the exercise here. But the idea is to really think through, give yourself some degrees of freedom in kind of brainstorming on ideas, and then once you're done brainstorming, bring some reality to it. So what are the skills and partnerships needed to deliver? The appendix slides in the final report template have imperative 2 for area B, imperative 3 for area C, 4 for area G, 5 for E and D, and 6 for area F. So there you go. Just a couple of options for brainstorming, ideation, and evaluating your ideas. It's getting exciting. There's going to be some big stuff coming out of these projects. So keep plugging and make sure you are keep in close touch with me as you go through. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.